This Friday, Crime 101 hits theaters.
What is it that you do?
I take high-value items and make them disappear.
So you're a thief.
One crime connects them all.
I'm getting close. I know it.
But only one will walk away.
I underestimated you.
Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Barry Keoghan, and Halle Berry.
We're good at this.
Yeah.
Crime 101, directed by Bart Layton. Rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent. Only in theaters Friday.
Should we really start getting serious about A.J. Brown and his future with the Eagles? I don't know, but Eagles beat reporter Ed Kracz thinks so. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, jointly produced by the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network and the STT Sports Network over on YouTube. Guys, wherever you're watching, please do me a favor. Whether you're watching the video or listening to the audio, hit the like button, the share button, the follow, subscribe if you're over on YouTube. Make sure you're checking out both these two great channels, both these great networks, doing the real work, doing the hardcore work, talking your Philadelphia Eagles and other stuff. So make sure you tune into Trending in the AM Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. live for 90 minutes of your opinions being taken on the Eagles and everything that's trending in Philadelphia sports. Now, on Tuesday's episode of Trending in the AM, I had the privilege of having Ed Kracz, Eagles beat reporter from Sports Illustrated. Great guy. I've had him on the show plenty of times, and we talked a bunch about all the coaching changes going on, Vic Fangio's future. But at the end of the interview, and I've got the interview, if you want to just catch the interview, I've got it linked below in the bio or description, depending on where you're at. Check it out. You're not going to want to miss it. But I asked him at the end of the interview about A.J. Brown, because I don't know when I'll talk to Ed Kracz next, and he keeps things very... You know Ed Kratz's work. He's not a clickbait. He's not a rage bait. He doesn't just say things for views. He's very down the middle. And he said that he thinks that A.J. Brown needs to be traded, not because of any agenda that Ed Kracz has, but because he doesn't think A.J. Brown is happy. And he talked a lot about him at the Super Bowl, not doing podcasts, and all of a sudden ending up, him not really smiling, not being happy. And just talking about his attitude and how they're going to do everything in their power, the Eagles, this offseason to make him happy. And maybe the new coaches and the situation, maybe that's happening. But if they can't find a way to make him happy, they have to trade him and take the dead cap hit and move on. It's a deeper draft class, according to Ed, at the wide receiver position. So you may be able to draft his replacement at some point during the NFL draft this offseason, but they got to make that decision sooner rather than later. And obviously everyone's going to talk about the massive cap hit if you cut him or if you trade him, and I get that. But I'm going to get into the cap situation in a second. I don't think that's a big deal. I still think, and I still lean in the conversation, that if you're going to trade A.J. Brown, you better get a great return. Don't worry about the cap hit. Worry about the return. You got to get a second-round pick at least for this guy. A second-round pick and a player, a second and a fourth. Maybe someone gets desperate and pays a late first-round pick for him. But outside of that, how can you trade him for a third or a fourth-round pick? I've seen some reports out there that he's worth the fourth-round pick. You can't do that. You can't take a near $50 million dead cap hit for a fourth-round pick. So that's really what it comes down to. But I think it was interesting that Ed said, speaking about how he's just not happy. And you can see it in his play. Ed talked about the drop passes, the route running, the execution, the mental errors he made. They're the signs of a disgruntled, unhappy player. And when your superstar's unhappy, it bleeds to the rest of your team. When your captain's not ready or happy, it bleeds into the rest of the execution of this team. So it's very important for the Eagles to consider finding out if they can make him happy, and if not, moving on. Now, with that dead cap, I want to bring up a couple things here with the dead cap situation with the Eagles. The Eagles have already over $40 million in dead cap money next year. And everybody worries that if you take on A.J. Brown's at 45 plus $47 million dead cap hit, what are you going to do? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not the end of the world. Okay? Last year, your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks in 2025, not last year, this past year just ended less than a week ago. was the fourth most dead cap money in the NFL, over $88 million. And they won the Super Bowl. The Eagles were fifth most dead cap, 85.5 plus it, ballpark that number. The three teams that had, in the top of the dead cap, New Orleans was one, just over 109 million. The Jets, 108. Both those teams kind of suck, whatever. But San Francisco, who beat us in the playoffs, had over $100 million as well, over 103 million. So dead cap, as long as you have a GM that understands the situation, can figure it out. Now the Eagles are up against it. They only have just under $10 million in cap space at this point. And I know a topic that's being spread around, talked about a little bit right now, is Jalen Hurts and whether you extend him or not this offseason. And that's a place where Howie Roseman is going to attack this offseason. The number one cap hit against this Eagles team next year in 2026 is Jalen Hurts' contract that finally takes a little jump, just under $32 million dead cap. He's got cap hits of $32 million, $42 million, and $47.5 million the next 3 years. It's time to talk Jalen Hurts extension. There's other ways. You can, if you give Jordan Davis an extension, that can lower his $13 million cap hit a little bit. Maybe you renegotiate Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, their contracts. You save a little bit. The one I did reach out to a few people. I don't even know the answer to this. Dallas Goedert is obviously on the books for $20.5 million in dead cap space next year, and he's not going to be on the team. So maybe finding a way to keep Dallas Goedert lowers that dead cap hit, frees up more cap space to sign other players in free agency. But the A.J. Brown situation is going to be what dictates the rest of the offseason for the Philadelphia Eagles, and then they can move on. Other Eagles notes, the Eagles have announced that they are retaining running back coach / assistant head coach Jamal Singleton and wide receiver coach Aaron Moorhead, both returning to their roles with the Eagles. They were things I was really expecting Aaron Moorhead to maybe be one of the guys that could move on. It looks like he is going to stick around for at least another year. There's still a whole bunch of other coaches still part of the Eagles organization, but without roles announced and their future's not been announced. Still working on it. Quarterback coach mainly Scott Leffler, Parks Frazier, Greg Austin, Kevin Petullo still technically in-house on the in the organization's payroll. So we're still waiting to hear announcements on those things with the Eagles. But for now, that's what I got. Drop your comments. Tune into Trending in the AM Live. Bring your thoughts and opinions to that. But for now, that's all I got, guys. Go Birds. And bubbles up.
Raise the runners! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Support for Fans First Sports Network comes from Big Fork Brands, bringing bold bacon sausage, paleo pork jerky, and Chicago-style sauces to your table. Enjoy rich, smoky flavors made with sustainable ingredients and chef-crafted care. Big Fork uses 100% heritage hogs raised outdoors without antibiotics and has been featured by Food and Wine, the Chicago Tribune, and QVC for their bold flavors. Listeners visit bigforkbrands.com and receive 20% off at checkout using promo code FFSN. Bigforkbrands.com, promo code FFSN. Thank you for your support of this show.